Hello and welcome to this tutorial. When you need to gather data, you may need to use questionnaires, and it's so easy how you can generate questionnaires and develop questionnaires using Google Forms. And so in this tutorial, we are going to be learning how to use Google Forms to create questionnaires. You'll need to be logged into your Gmail account, and then you'll come to the upper right corner where we have Google Apps on the 4 dots. Then you'll see all these apps. Scroll down until you see Forms. Here, click on that. It will bring you to this page. And on this page, you can either use these templates or you can create a blank one. So quickly, I'll show you how the templates look. If I click on the contact information form, it will bring me to this page where I have a form here which is editable. So I can edit this. Maybe I'll add employment, contact information. Then it's editable all the way. I can write the description. This form is for your employment. Then I can type all that here. But in this tutorial, I want to show you how you can create yours from default. So to do that, I'll click back. And instead of choosing these templates, I'll click on blank. So it will bring you to this page. And you notice up here we have questions, we have responses, and we have settings. So questions, that's where we are going to be forming our questionnaires questions. For responses, that is where you'll come and get the feedback when people respond or fill in your questionnaires. And for the settings, that's when you now decide the settings that you are going to use for your questionnaire. So you click back on questions, and then we can give the title to our form. Up here, I just click, and you notice now it is editable. Maybe I'll call this seminar registration form, so that will be our title. I can decide the way I want it to be. Maybe I want it to be bold. I can bolden that. I can also underline it because maybe it's our title. Then down here, I can give the description of this form. Maybe this is the video editor's registration form. So that will be my description. And now, you notice here, we can now add our questions. You simply click, and then you type the question. For instance, let me put the basic questions. The first question may be on name. Then once I type the question there, I can select the type of answer that I expect here. Is it a short answer? Is it a paragraph? Multiple choice, checkbox, drop down, file upload, load linear scale, multiple choice grid, and all this, and I'll be showing you how to do that. In this case, a name just requires to be a short answer, so I'll click on short answer. If it is compulsory, I'll click on this part and check that required, so that it's a compulsory question. Then the answer will be provided here. I can also add an image if I want to. I just click on that and add an image. To add another question, I'll simply click here on the plus sign, add question. Then in this case, I'll give the question on gender. And for the type of question, gender, I want it to be either male or female. So under these categories, I'll select multiple choice. That is one way. So I can select multiple choice. Then option 1, I'll give it male. Option 2, I can give it female. And now that will be the choice. So that's how I type the questions. And now let me give a question that needs a different answer. If I click on add question, then maybe I give something like age. For the type of answer that I expect, I'll, in this case, select checkboxes. So option 1, below 18. Option 2, above 18, below 35. And the other option, above 35. So you now notice that for the name, the person filling the question will be able to type their name here. For age, they will check 1. For gender, they'll again choose 1. That's how you use the type of questions. Let's look at the next one. In this case, I want to type a question that would require linear scale. So I'll click on linear scale. Then I'll type a question such as, how satisfied? In this case, I'll type the question, how satisfied were you with this training? Then I'll give this as a linear scale. So the person is able to choose between 1 up to 5 or 10. Then I can give the limit. Maybe I want it to be between 1 up to 5. I'll select 5. And then I can explain here. Maybe 1 will be less satisfied, while 5 will be most satisfied. Of course, I can give 1 up to 5 if I want to, but I just give this as a guide. So that's how I can use the linear scale. So if you now notice, our questions are not well arranged. We have the name, then the age, but our gender question. To rearrange our questions, you simply come to the question that you want to rearrange. Like this gender, I want it to be up. So I click on these dots up there. Then I just drag it up to where I want it to be. Maybe I want it to be just below name. Then I drop it there. So you now notice we have name, gender, then followed by age, then followed by satisfaction and all that. So the next thing that we can also add to our forms is images. So we can add images by simply coming to this site and add image. You click on add image, then you can access the image either from webcam, URL, or from your photos, Google Drive or Google Images. In this case, let me add an image from Google Images. In this case, I'll search for a conference image. So in this case, let me select the first one, and then I click on insert, and there is our image. So you notice now our image is there. Again, if I want to rearrange this, I can just drag it. I can give the title for my image. Maybe it's in a certain hotel, maybe Sile Hotel. And with that, now I have my image there, and I can remove the image. I can left align, center align, change, and all that. So that's our image now. So if I want it maybe to be on the last question or up, I can simply, the same way I did it, I can just drag it to where I want it to be. In this case, I want it to be there maybe as the first thing. Then we have the name and then the gender and all that. So that is how you create questions. So once you send this, and that will be a next step, you'll be able to access the responses here. So how now do we send the questionnaire? So before that, we'll need to give this questionnaire a name here. This is just the title, and I want this title to be the same for my form. So I click here on an untitled form, I paste it there. And so we now have our seminar registration form here, and it's also the same on this side. So I'll click on send, and then we are able now to decide how we are going to send this form. And one setting we can make is that we can decide to get the emails of those who will respond. In that case, you will come up here and collect email addresses, that is responder input, or the verified or do not collect. You can decide on one. Then we can send via email. In that case, I'll have to send or to type the email of the recipient here. The next way to send it is I can copy the link. If I click on this one, you notice I can get a link here, which I can right click and copy, and I'll be able now to share it somewhere. I can also decide to share it via Facebook here or Twitter here. And I can also click on shorten URL so that I'm able to get a shorter link of this link. So I can also copy that, then I can share it anywhere else that I would want to. And so that is how I'm able to send my form. And once the responses are given, I'll be able to get the responses from here. In this case, we have 0 responses. So I hope that has been helpful. That is how you use Google Forms to create questionnaires. Kindly like this video, share it, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.